Hello. Okay, pause. Okay, I don't have Spotify as a source in this. No, why is the camera not working? Pause. I literally had this all figured out for a second, and then I was like, oh, I forgot I need to, there we go, post my live notification on Instagram. So my phone is like set up above me, right? This is my phone. You guys are my phone right now. And first of all, I had to download like this separate app. Oh no, it says my live is unstable. No. Are you guys with me? But I had to download a separate app to use my phone as like a camera because I guess it doesn't register itself as a webcam like on its own. That was a whole thing. I had it all set up and then I messed up like this was off center. I wanted it here, but it was like further over here. And so then you guys are attached to my childhood desk bookshelf via tripod, like a little phone tripod, not like a legit like C stand or a DSLR tripod. It's literally one of those bendy ones. It's like wrapped around my bookshelf, and it took so much finagling to make sure that it was steady and that it wouldn't fall and crash onto my desk midstream and jump scare you all. Always having technical difficulties. It's just the way it is when you're a DIY small streamer with no equipment. um, and this wire is kind of in the way, but it's fine. And then yeah, so my phone is here and then I clicked live and I was like, I forgot to post that I'm gonna go live before attaching my phone. So then I was just standing up here typing my live notification on Instagram with my phone still in the tripod. It's a whole thing. But look, you guys, I have like two two cams set up. Hello, Shafee. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Um, I'm not even signed into my Milano. Oh wait, all I have to do is click sign in. I'm good. We're in. Okay. I like to have my color combos and everything set up. How's it going? It's going well. We just started. I had a lot of technical difficulties, but it's fine. It wasn't even really technical difficulties. It was physical difficulties with getting my phone to like set up. Oh, and also this app says that it's like 1080p, right? But then when I like actually downloaded the software onto my computer, that's reserved for a premium version, which is a like subscription, which I think was like $30 a month or something crazy. Where I was like, dude, I'm not paying that, you know? So it's limited this camera right here to 720p, which is super annoying because my webcam's 1080p, but my little face cam is like the smaller corner of the stream. But I didn't want to like have to switch and set up my little webcam as the main cam. Technical difficulties always sucks. Yeah, it wasn't terrible. It was just a little bit of a delay with streaming, but it's fine. We're good now. Um, but what was I going to say? Let me move you guys onto this smaller monitor so it like looks like I'm looking at you guys when I re-chat. Every app always has some sort of expensive paywall nowadays. I know, like I miss the days I was too young. I was a kid, but the days where my dad could buy the Adobe suite with Photoshop, Illustrator, PowerPoint, or whatever. I think he would only buy Photoshop now that I think about it. But he would literally buy Photoshop once. Just pay for the one version that he was buying, and that was it. He would just have it forever. He still has it. But it's like now they want you to pay a super expensive subscription like yearly to use it. And it's just like, well, like this that sucks. And I know that sucks because I have a minor in digital media, and one of my, actually, multiple of my classes had us learn how to use some of the stuff in Adobe Suite. And luckily, our school like was able to. We had some deal with uh Adobe, I guess, where we got like a free student suite for the time being, like when we were students. But I would see how much it would cost. And so if you were going into like graphic design or digital media like as your job, you would be expected a lot of times, especially if it was like an internship, to buy your own Adobe products, which would be so expensive. And I'm like, does that count as a tax write-off? Because I would be so peeved if I had to pay for this super expensive product yearly or monthly to work, to do my job. But anyways, enough of that. We are going to make zines today, which I like to make because they're super, super accessible, like to make and to find and own and read and stuff like that. And they're just super, I don't know, they're super fun because there's no hard rules. The only rule, okay, so first, let me explain what a zine is. Need money to make money, I guess. That is the truest thing ever. That's why like people always say like the whole like everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, that saying is such like so meaningless because like someone with a ton of money who can like afford like a car to go to work or a nanny to watch the child while they go to work, etc., is so different from someone who doesn't have those resources. But anyways, with a zine, you need like so little to make them. Okay, so first, a zine is short for magazine, but zines specifically are self-published. So most like major magazines, the ones that you see in stores in your grocery market and stuff like that, they are printed, published, and distributed by hello? Oh, I thought someone was knocking on my door. Um, they're printed, no, published, printed, and distributed by a major publisher, right? A company. But with zines, they are completely self published, meaning you can just make it and then print and distribute it all yourself, which can sound like a lot of work, but it's more accessible because you don't need to be in touch with, you know, companies and get them to like accept your article or whatever. You can print it out. It's very DIY, very punk, and then you can like just hand it to your friends. You can put it in the like free like little libraries. You can do all sorts of stuff like that. Let me get some examples to show you guys. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to, what I was in the middle of doing was adding Spotify back as a source. Um, 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 um. What does it count as? Audio. I think it's this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Spotify's back. Let me lower it. Okay. How's that? I have my output um as my speakers right now. By the way, the new emotes are fire. Oh my gosh, yeah, thank you. Wait, I forgot to mention that. So while I was sick for like half the month and also just busy, I I spent my time drawing and I think I'm still gonna tweak the emotes a little bit. I think I made them a little too detailed and they need to be a little simpler and the lines need to be a little thicker to I think show up well as such a small little thing. But I think I'm kind of like refining the vibe that I want on the channel, the branding, the all that stuff. I like when I hover over the emote and it zooms in and it's just such a like derpy little bird with the freaking like pit viper glasses. I like the detail of them. Thanks. Do you think it's better to have like a little bit more detail like this or to go very like very simple drawing? Like the waving bird animation because that one I felt like was a little too simple, which is why I went with a little bit more of like a scratchy chicken scratch animation, not animation, art style. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll feel it out. The channel grows. But let me know if you guys can hear double audio like with the Spotify because I have it playing through my speakers because I'm going to be moving around quite a bit. I didn't want to have headphones in. I think it's just preference. Yeah, for sure. It definitely is. But I like to get a kind of a consensus of what audience. Let's ask the audience, you know? Okay, this is my binder of zines. Let's see. Um, okay. This is so like this feels like old school YouTube where you'd have just, I feel like I'm doing like a what's in my bag or like a haul video. Okay. So, map of the problematique. Yes. I love Muse. Muse was my top artist, I think. Or second top. I think Tridina was my first. I butchered the pronunciation because I don't know Russian, but okay. So these ones are not my zines. These ones are ones that I got. This one from college or during my time at college. It wasn't from my college. And then this one was from someone on Reddit who was sharing free PDFs of this. Also, I'm still figuring out the lighting situation. It bothers me that because I needed to light the desk up, right? Which you usually don't do because you guys don't see my desk, so it doesn't matter. But I needed to light the desk up so that you guys can like see what I'm showing. But then the ring light reflects right here like as a little glowing donut on the desk. So I don't know how to figure that out because I can't fit my desk is in a corner and I can't fit one of those giant like um studio lights with the light diffuser things on them because my family has some. My dad is a photographer, so we have some lying around, but I can't fit that in my room. So we're just gonna deal with angelic donut in the corner here. Anyways, okay, so let's show this one first. 5 reasons to mask in 2025, because this is when I got this. Let's see. It's by Melanie Schlosser, with thanks to Laura Sanders, Carrie Bandman, and the Ohio Clean Air Coalition. Copying and redistribution of this zine is encouraged. So, this is 5 reasons to mask. So, as you can see, it's at least this version. I just printed the PDF file out on regular copy paper, put it in order, and stapled it. Yeah, I stapled it and then taped over the staples so that I wouldn't like cut myself. And there you go. It's a little mini magazine, also known as a zine. So you can make a zine about literally anything you want. You have a favorite Pokemon that you want to talk about, you can make a zine about it. You want to, this is so far. Hi, Anna. Hello. Hello, baby girl. Oh my gosh, this is my first time ever having a top down, you know, like this is my phone. My phone is strapped to a tripod that's wrapped around my bookshelf. It's very scary. I'm keeping an eye on it to watch if you guys start slipping. But we're talking about zines, which is super DIY, super alternative. You can do ASMR. Oh wait, W pin. Wait, where did that pause? When did you send that message? Have you ever heard of Flame? Oh my, I don't know what's with me. I skip over messages sometimes and I totally did not see that. Flame Wall by Camellia. I have not. Let me let me cue it up. But yeah, I'm gonna make some zines. But you can literally make zines about anything you want. It can be serious. It can be educational, political, it can be personal, it can be silly. Here, add to queue. I won't really hear it well though because I have Spotify kind of low so that it's not being picked up by my mic. I have that green zine somewhere, pretty sure. Yeah, wait, did you also get one from the who's this by? The Queer Coalition? I don't think it's the Queer Coalition. The mod menu on mobile is so weird. Oh, it's by LGBT services. Yes, yes, yes. I can imagine, yeah, trying to do stuff on your phone is tough. Yes. Dude, I loved this zine. This was my introduction to zines, actually. Yeah, I didn't know the people passing it out personally. I might have met them after, like, later on as I got more involved, but I can't remember who it was. But I specifically went to Trevor Colburn Hall to pick these up because they were like, or maybe that, no, I think they handed them to me in person, but then I walked by and saw the rest that were sitting there. Anyways, okay, wait. Let me not get distracted. Let's go through this. So I'm not gonna like read the whole thing out. You can go on the zine Reddit and like look up reasons to mask, I'm sure, and it will pop up if you want this one. But you can collage. It can be just like a graphic novel type thing where you just put pictures and stuff like that. You can write poetry. You can story tell, stuff like that. This is reason 4. It's counting down, which kind of tripped me up when I was putting it in order because I couldn't figure out. I was like, wait, is the PDF wrong? Like, did they like order it wrong? No, it was just me. It's supposed to count down. So I figured it out in time. But yeah, I really like this page. The like torn out. Oh, it's so nice. So a lot of times people will make their zines physically and then scan it to distribute digitally. But what you can also do is make a zine digital. Oh, wait. Speaking of pinned things, hold on. Electric zine maker. Pause. Let me pin this. Pause. Because then you guys can make a digital zine alongside with me if you so wanted. If you want to make a digital. Here, wait, let me just make this pin nice and short. Oh, let me turn it up. It's kind of giving math rock. Is it math rock? A great digit zine tool. Okay. Pin that. Put a pin in it. Anyways. So. There's that one. Oh, it's like hard to focus on what I'm thinking of when there's a great sound. It just says it's just don't know the exact type. Fair. Ooh. Wait, are they Japanese? That looks like Japanese. This is fire. Okay. Thank you. Okay, this one is a like collection of stuff. So another thing you can do with zines that's super cool is you can collaborate with your friends, strangers on the internet, community, stuff like that. So this is not just written by one person. It is a whole bunch of people's things. So oh, Michael Nunez. Michael was he the president of LGBT services at UCF? I don't remember, but he was important. Everyone's important, but he was a prominent person in the community. But as you can see, so this is editor's note. It's a scan of like a handwritten thing, but then you've got things that are typed out. It's I guess just like a writing, like a blurb or an article or a note, stuff like that. You've got collages and art and stuff like that. And see, these are by different people. So this one was by L. This one is by Abdullah. And then we've got a script. Is that what it's called? Transcript? A script? Screenplay? A screenplay. I think this is considered a screenplay. And sorry if you guys see words that might make you uncomfortable here, but it is a zine about the queer experience, which involves a lot of different things. So, that's one of the beauties of zine making is it is completely uncensored because you are the artist, you are the one making it. Low key, I don't know if it's because I'm on mobile, but I can't hear you over the sick guitar riffs. It's probably because I turned it up. Let me the sick guitar riffs. Yeah. Okay, that's a good song. I'm gonna listen to it more on my own time, but for the sake of stream, I'm going to lower it. On VOD, you won't hear it, because it's on a different audio track, but but thank you for introducing me to the song. I'm really bad at like exploring new music, I feel like. I have my favorites and I just stick to them and I listen to their whole discography and I don't really branch out a lot. This is poem. This is art. Stuff like that. Ooh, this is pretty. It's been a while since I've read it and I haven't read through the whole thing. So, yeah, but it's, there's a lot of writing, art, stuff like that. Just things to express yourself. These are gorgeous, dude. Look at this. So you can make art zines, stuff like that. Oh, I need to make a band emote. Band! Anyways, Living as a Ghost. I think I read this one. Actually, I've read a couple, but and this one you can tell is like I love the hand stamping and stuff like that, and then scanning it in. It just gives such a handmade DIY feel to it that I love so much. Yes, stamps on Apple Music. It gives a new music playlist based on your taste the past week. I think Spotify does that too. I'm just like, again, I'm kind of like if I listen to music, I'm like I want to go to my favorites, mainly because I haven't listened to a lot of music, to be honest. And when I do, oftentimes I will read it, not read. I will listen on my CDs that I already own. Also, here are resources if you guys would like to check them out. Anyways, so those are other people's zines. Let me grab my zines. I should have pulled them out beforehand to be prepared, but I was preoccupied with the freaking phone troubles. Okay, so this is my thing full of my stickers and zines that I have made. They're like it's a big box with littler boxes inside, and they're rainbow colored. And then this is one of my favorite things. This was not my idea. I saw someone on TikTok do this where they pre-cut out a bunch of letters from magazines, receipts, just papers, flyers, things like that, and they organize it by like the alphabet so that when you do scrapbook or make zines or whatever you're doing, junk journaling, it's just conveniently like already there. Like in alphabetical order. It's so clever. I don't think I've ever heard of a zine before today. That is why I'm doing my first top down, like the first stream of this setup is for zine making because I just think it's so fun and it's really cool. And I think more people should know about it. And it's a very niche hobby. So, let's see. That's why I'm sharing it. Okay. I'm not an unk. Nah, this is, you know what? It's for all ages and it's like beyond unk. Like this has gone as far back as I don't know when the first zines were made, but like a long time, like, well, for us, a long time ago. Let me see. When did zines become a thing? I'm sure. Whoa. They credit their origin to the 1930s and 40s with the creation of self-published short magazine by science fiction fans. Whoa, fanfic. You could make a fanfic zine. Okay, anyways. Here are some of mine. Okay. These are my master copies. Oh, wait. This one's unfinished. Wait, maybe I'll finish this one on stream. But it's got a cute cover already. How to build a website, because I'm passionate about that. Okay, that one's unfinished, so I can't really show you. Here is... Why is this unfolded? Oh, it's not folded because I was scanning it in. Pause. Where's the original? Don't mind that. It's right here. This is the original. By the way, why didn't Seribot ban the bot? That's a good question. I think because it didn't say cheap viewers, or... Oh, I didn't realize you were the one who banned them. I thought Seribot did. Probably because they used the, like, they didn't use any of the, like, buzzwords that Seribot is trained to identify. So, because it didn't say cheap or free or whatever, that's my guess. Okay, but here is one of my mini zines. These are all mini zines. If you noticed, they are different sizes. So, makes sense. Yeah, so that's why I'm glad that you caught that, because obviously Seribot can't catch everything. It is, after all, a bot. So this is called a mini zine because it only takes one sheet of copy paper to make. And this is why I started using dip pens. Let me turn on autofocus. There we go. Ooh, that's fun. Okay. Why I started using dip pens. This is outdated now because I've changed my username 70 billion times. But as you can see, I literally just started going on a tangent while using a dip pen, because it would be ironic if I wrote this in a ballpoint pen or anything else. And I was just like, yeah, here's why I like it. Things like that. I did a little illustration of a crow, of course, because of course I did. And then, are dip pens right for you? Have you used dip pens? Will you use dip pens? You know, stuff like that. And then a little bit about the zine and me. And again, this is outdated, so that's lovely. I'll have to update that. And then, as you can see, I scanned it in the printer. This is what a mini zine looks like before you cut the center and fold it. So, I guess I can show you guys how to do this right now. So, you can take any pair of scissors. Maybe I zoom in. I feel like it's a little far away. Oh, Monka. Pause. That doesn't work because it's like off center. Can you focus now? I love this song. Okay, it doesn't seem to want to focus now that I'm zoomed in, so I'm gonna just zoom back out. That's unfortunate, but it's okay. So as you can see, when you print it out and when you make the zine, it's gonna be out of order. Hang on, let me respond to something. Okay. So, the border's sick. Thank you. It's washi tape. I just went in with, hang on. Okay, so the golden one that you see is in there. It's all just washi tape. I taped, over there so that, well, actually, the original point of the washi tape was to seal the open ends, because I didn't like the kind of like open flaps being there, and I'm like afraid of paper cuts. So that's why I did it. But obviously, I can't seal the ends in before scanning it, because I have to scan it flat, right? So I actually took, I think it was in Photoshop, and I took a scan of the washi tape that was already existing. Like I cropped it, and then I just copy pasted it around the edges to make it still look like it was washi taped on the non-master copies. which I know was a lot of work, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. Anyways, so as you can see, when you make your mini zine, you don't go just left from right, flip left from right, because then when you fold it, it'll be out of order. So page one is actually in this corner. Now, it'll depend on like how you do it. There's not one right way of doing it, but at least the way I did it, the page one is the bottom right corner, and the very back is right against it, right here. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna fold it into four. Let's see, two sets of four, so 8 sections. So I usually just fold it in half and then open it back up, fold it in half again. And this is where you're going to want to make a cut. First, I would fold it into the fourth, so like that, and then like that, so that you can see how deep in you need to cut, because we're going to cut in this way. So, lengthwise, you're going to fold it hamburger, I think this is called, like that. Now we're going to make a cut right in the middle until you hit the middle of the 2 sections. I'm so good at explaining things. I'm just going to show you and hope that this stays in focus. All right, this is not going to be... I just realized you streamed only 30 times in the past 3 months. W, inconsistency? I don't believe in consistency. Yeah, no, I know. I'm so aware of it because it was just such a rough time. A lot of like family stuff going on, pet stuff going on, me stuff going on, and then I was on vacation, and then I come back, and then I get sick because of my mom. It was such a mess, but I'm back, and I'm hoping to stream more. Dude, it's been rough for like a lot of people that I know. Anyways, now you see we've got an incision in the middle. I can stick my hand through. It'd be the holiday season 2. Yeah, exactly. And so I knew I was going to be gone for a while in December, which is why I told you guys not to resubscribe until I was back for sure. But I just truly was not expecting to get sick because I haven't been sick in like 3 or 4 years, dude. I hadn't been sick in years. And then my mom gets sick during like I guess our travel back cuz she started showing symptoms like the next day. So she probably caught it while we were like either on vacation or like on the flight back. And then I ask her to wear a mask around the house and she like doesn't. And then the whole rest of the family gets sick and I was like, thanks so much. And it was like a super flu of course. As long as you're good, that's all that matters, low key. Thanks. Yeah, no, don't worry. I have learned to prioritize my health for sure. I was like, I just need to rest. Like, I can't. And I also don't want to stream if I'm not 100% because then it's like boring to watch and also painful for me, you know? And I want to be like at least like at my 80% to stream, you know, so I can like talk and stuff like that. And the vibes. Anyways, now you have a slit that goes lengthwise in your paper. Now, instead of folding it hamburger like we did to cut it, we're going to fold it hot dog now. So your paper should be really long and skinny now. And you can see I cut it very unevenly because the other side is taller than that side, but it's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, this is going to be the trippy part. So, I'm holding my zine upright. You're going to push the 2 ends together so that the slit that you just cut opens up, and you're going to make the centers all meet. You're going to make the centers kiss, like that. And then you're going to figure out where your page 1 and your back end is. This is why the front and the back are back to back when you create your zine and when you print it. And you're going to fold it like this. Fold it in. So now my cover is against the middle, and I'm going to fold the back end around the back to make the back. And this is where you might want to finagle it a little bit to get the pages to kind of line up a little bit better. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be close enough. So the middle's the middle pages stick out from the end just a little bit, but it's fine. It won't kill me. So now you have a flippable zine with 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 middle pages and a front and a back. Front and a back. And this is what I was talking about with these middle sections. I don't like that they can kind of like split open and that they flip open when you open it. So that's where I take a little bit of washi tape. And of course, the one that I used for this one is at the very bottom. You can see I have a little bit of a collection. Most of these were gifted to me, actually. This golden cream set was gifted to me by someone. I don't remember who. And then these other ones were gifted by a friend from college. And then my spooky Halloween ones I bought. But yeah. So now this one is already closed just because of the way it was folded. But these two, every other, is open. And I don't like that. So I'm just going to take a skinny piece of washi tape. If I can find the edge. Hello, edge? Pause. Why is it like that? It's like getting dry. Okay. And I'm just gonna tape the edges so that it's like neater. Like so. Cut it off at the end. And then you just fold it over like that. What the heck? Wait, yeah, this part is like not sticky at all. What's happening? Am I at the end? I'm at the end of this roll. Oh no, wait, this part isn't even sticky. Okay, pause. We're gonna have to switch. Oh my gosh, you guys just witnessed a death, like, live. Rip indeed. Okay, it's fine. We'll just use this. This one. Well, I finally went through a washi tape, though, because it took me forever. I don't really use them all that often. I want to use them more, but we finally finished one. Especially when you get it at a stationery store literally across the country. Me. Oh, my, yeah, wait, did you get your stationery, in SF? Because my favorite stationery store, mainly because it's like the only one that I can really think of off the top of my head. Why is it like stuck on the edge? Okay, it's a little torn, but it's fine. Is in SF, my favorite one. Yes, Maiko. I think it is Maiko. It's because it's not Daiso. Daiso has some like decent cheap stationery as well. I think you're right. It's Maiko. I know exactly where it is. In Japantown. J-Town. My favorite pens. Yes, dude, their pen selection is like it's so tempting. I literally feel like superhuman when I walk in like I walk through there without buying anything cuz I'm like the amount of self-control that takes for me is honestly heroic. Because I know that I could easily rack up like triple digit bills in there if unsupervised. And by supervise, I mean I supervise myself, but like if left to my own device, if you gave me like one of those, you know, those old YouTube videos they used to do, like we let customers run around Target for 15 minutes to see how much they could throw into their shopping cart, and they anything they get to keep. Like if you did that with me, like just give me 5 minutes, I would figure out inhuman ways to like grab all the pens and like stationery papers and whatnot that I could. Like I would be so innovative about it. Like money. Yeah. If money wasn't a thing that I had to worry about. Okay, this goes over the date, but it's fine. Which is why I was using the skinnier one. But it's okay. Or make kids do push-ups. Wait, what? To earn toys? I don't know about that one. Oh, wait. Well, what a bargain. Pain is temporary, but toy? Forever. This one keeps tearing at the edge. I don't get it. I don't like it. That's rude. Like influencers? Dude, okay. I think I'm small enough where I can say this and not have like a bunch of angry fans doxing me. But like things that like Mr. Beast does like always gave me like unethical vibes. Like it's kind of like dance monkey dance, you know? Like you're making them do like humiliation rituals for cash and stuff like that. Cash that will change their lives. Um and I get it. It's like for the content because that's how he makes his money in order to be a philanthropist, but it's like at a certain point, sometimes I'm like the things that he like has them do, I'm kind of like, man, like is it worth it? IRL Squid Games when there were 2 seasons explaining why not to. Yes, dude, that was like the most ironic thing ever. I was like, it's it's literally like a commentary on how rich people will have like poor people dance for their entertainment essentially just to get scraps of money. And then he did the same exact thing. I was like, oh, all right. But there you have it. A zine that has been cut, folded, and in this case, taped. Now, what you can do is you can take a stapler and staple the middle to create the spine. You could leave it like this, and then you can kind of like unfold it and fold it for fun. Or you could do a little bit of stitching to make the spine. Mini zine! Yes, it's a little mini zine. Here, let me show you guys how to stitch the spine. Okay, breaking out the sewing kit. So, let me just take a needle. I'm going to take a relatively thick one. This one is... does it say... Do needles... I'm sure needles must have some sort of measurement. I don't know. But it's, like, relatively thick. And let's do... I feel like these threads are really, like, skinny. I used to use embroidery thread, a hammer, and an effed up needle. A hammer? Where does the hammer come in? What? Pause. What do you mean a hammer? Oh, let's just use white because it's right here. The gold would really match, but I feel like the thread is too thin to puncture the spine. Oh, were you like binding like thicker books like a novel? I have to go, but hope you have a good stream. Hopefully Suri gets any other bots. Thanks, Duck. Have a good night. Thanks for being here. Good night. Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on chat myself. Uh, let's see. Okay, that scrunched up the end, and I hate that. I don't know how this got so tangled. Oh, I've never bound full-size novels myself. Bye, Duck. Goodbye. Good night. So I have... That makes sense, though, because that's a thick amount of paper. How did the needle not break? That's impressive. Good needle ad. Okay, so you take some thread and you make it kind of like like 3 to 4 times longer. I honestly don't really need to uh tie this or cut this off right now if I don't want to like accidentally use too much and waste it. So let me thread this through the needle. And then all we have to do is just be careful to not have it slip through. Okay. I forgot how to do this. Oh no, I have to put this through this first. I normally just put my thread through the needles raw, but since this is embroidery thread, which is much thicker, and I am going to lick it to make the ends not frayed again. Go through, please. Bro. Oh my. It's all scrunched up. Okay, okay, we're through. We're through. Well, not quite. We're through the threader. We need to go through the needle. Boom. All right. Thank you, threader. I don't know if that's actually the name of it, but it's fine. Okay, so I just leave about like 2 inches maybe of thread like this, and I just be careful. So the nice thing about copy paper is, especially with these mini zines, is it's literally just one sheet. So you don't need a lot of pressure. I'm just gonna puncture right through the middle of the spine, like so. And then we're gonna pull it through, being careful to not let the thread fall out. And then we're gonna go through this part. The order doesn't really matter. I'll just go up the top. I'm gonna leave like a centimeter or two, maybe even a whole inch of space near the top. We're gonna pull the thread through, and then we're gonna go in through the back at the bottom or the top, depending on which way you started off. The other side. We puncture like so, pull it through. So now there should be like one like thing of thread on the inside or the outside. It doesn't matter which way you do it. I just like to have the little knot at the end in the back on the outside of the zine so that the inside can lay flatter. That's what I do. I poke the needle back through the center, and I like to get it on the opposite side of where the thread went in. So right now I'm on the same side. I'm going to move it so that it comes out the other side. And this is just personal preference. You don't need to do this, but I like it because I'm going to take my needle out. At the end, we're going to pull it just where it's like slightly taut, not where it crumples the paper though. And because it's on either end, I can tie it off like this. Up. And let me just do 2 just to make it nice and secure. And that way, because I tied the knot over the string going down the middle, this string is like tighter. Like, do you see that? Because it's like being held down in the middle. It's not like one big string across the top that's loose. And then I just sent my needle flying. It landed in the lid though, it's fine. I have eyes on it. We just snip off the ends. I'm trying to do this in a way where you guys can see easily. Where it's like aesthetic, but it's really hard. Bop. Like that. And now we've sewn in our mini zine's spine. And this is what the middle looks like. Very neat. Done and dusted out of this world. The needle or the zine? There she is. I found her. Well, I never lost her, but she did go flying. Okay. Let's stick her back in there so we don't lose that and step on it. I'm going to fold this back up. Try to always keep your workstation clean, like when you're cooking. I hate cooking, but you know, I learned that when I took a cooking class in high school. The Z. Yes. So true. So true. The zine. Okay. There's that. Okay, wait. I have more to show you guys, though. You can also print your zines on literally whatever you want. So I printed them on different pieces of craft paper. Or different colored craft paper, which also had a hole in it, which kind of annoyed me, but I was like, whatever. It's all I can find. I wasn't going to go out and buy special paper just for this. So I have it in different colors. I think the yellow and pink are the best because the ink can stand out a lot more on it. Versus the blue especially, I think it's a little hard to read. It's not impossible, but it just doesn't pop the way these like highlighter colors do. But like, isn't this so cute? You can literally make it green. What I love is when people make just the cover like a color and then the inside is whatever. But again, with the mini zine, it's only 1 page, so the whole thing is going to be colored or not. Now we can add this here. Add this here. Cute. Thank you. Oh, this is the first installment of the website making zine. Why you should build a website. And look, it's like got the the window buttons in the top right. And I love this zine. I'm so happy with it because I was writing and then, I make a mistake. I do some whiteout. It's a mini website. Yes, exactly. You get it. I just choked on my spit there. But then I stamped out this header with little letter stamps. And there's a little checklist that, like, if you so please, you could check it off. Like if you downloaded this zine and like printed it out yourself, like you can draw on the zine. Like it's kind of interactive. And then this is a cutout from a magazine. This is a part of a post-it. Let's see, a little drawing, and then more stamps, different colored inks, stuff like that. A whole patch of whiteout. I don't know what was there, but apparently it was bad because I just completely wiped it out. And here, this is very subtle, but this is part of the copy paper. Down here, where are you? It's actually grid paper that I glued in and wrote on top of. Probably because I messed up. I'm gonna be honest. I probably messed up and wanted to cover it up, but I think the faint grid lines in the background give it a great change in texture and visuals. Let's see. Next page. More of this, just stuff like that. More writing, different use of ink color to like break up the text and what I want to say. More grid paper, this time with a little bit of a torn edge for that scrappy look, stuff like that. And then on the back, a little drawing, a little blurb and stuff like that. Stay tuned for part 2 that never ended up coming out, which maybe I'll work on today. And again, a outdated handle, which I will need to update on all of these. And then look, this was my very first zine. Part 2 now? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I might do it. Because apparently I already started. I kind of forgot this existed, clearly. But this was my first zine, and it's an art zine. And I just did, so I just wanted to get a zine out because I was stuck with, like, the dauntingness of starting. I was like, oh, like, I want my zines to be so artistic and creative and cool and, like, interesting and whatnot. And I was just putting a lot of, like, pressure on myself to make really stunning zines. And I was like, I'm in paralysis right now. And to break out of paralysis, I just need to start, even if it's shitty, which I'm not going to call my work shitty because that's very mean to yourself. And I'm working on better self talk. But even if it's not to the vision that you had in your mind, I was like, let me just start and get it done, get that like off my chest so then I can like just focus on improving and making more. So this was my first zine and I literally just took out a piece of copy paper and just started drawing, scribbling, stuff like that. I had a red marker, a black ink pen, and a dream. And I like the kind of thermal vibe I did here. And yeah, again with the outdated handle, but it's fine because this was my first zine. All right. So I guess we can work on this one, how to build a website. And you can see I'm using post-it notes to plan out the contents and I can like move it around. I can erase it, stuff like that. So again, let me clear up my workspace and you guys can make a zine alongside with me if you want. How fun is that? Okay. There's stuff everywhere. Okay. Washi tape over there. Let's move this over here with the scissors. Okay. Yes, no more whiteout. Honestly, though, I kind of like the way the whiteout looks. It kind of makes it feel lived in and stuff. Because I had planned this out as well. It's just sometimes, I think it was the drawing that I was doing. I didn't like it. And, I like when there's like visible, especially after you scan it and make copies. I love when there's whiteout and then drawing on top. Ooh, like on intentionally. You're so right. I've been so getting into mixed media. Yes. Yeah. I've been like watching like mixed media, like TikToks and stuff like that, and I think it's so fun. I'm like, ooh, how do I get into that, you know? Okay, so if you want to start making a zine alongside me, you can do it with me. Oh, I already cut this out. Oh wow, I was just real prepared, I guess. Um, so you don't have to do it in this order. You can do it in any order, really. But I like to at least fold it and number the pages for myself so then I don't accidentally make the pages out of order. But I guess with this one, I even like cut it so that I could like really make it like it's gonna be. The only downside of doing this way is when you go to scan it, if you wanted to make copies, you will probably get a little bit of a seam in your scan, which is fine. If anything, it'll help you yourself and whoever downloads the zine know where exactly to cut. But you could also tape it shut temporarily when you scan it, or put like another piece of paper behind it. Or if you don't care, then you don't care. Either way is fine. Okay, so fold it in half again, and then fold it in half again so that you get 2 rows of 4. And then I'm going to fold it back like this. And I guess start out with planning. This one might be a little bit difficult to do on stream because it's kind of very technical. Like, oh my gosh, I was writing out like actual code, like how to start an HTML page. I think I might just start from scratch with a different zine, one that's a little more visual for your guys' sake, and so that I'm not just sitting here going like, and then you have to put en equals or lang equals en to tell the computer that your code is written in English. You know, like I think that might be a little boring. So a fresh page. Should I do a mini zine or should I do like a quarter page zine or half page zine? I don't remember what they're called. But like a multi thing. Maybe I do that. Because then this will be bigger. Okay, we'll do 2 sheets of paper. Did you want to start and finish tonight? Honestly, I don't know. I'm just kind of vibing. I could just start it and then like finish it another stream. That'll at least give me more stream ideas. Okay. So we'll do 2 pages. Yeah. And then I'm gonna fold it preemptively. Some people don't like doing that because then you kind of get a crease in the scan, but I kind of like, I think you guys will come to see that I really like the look of DIY and imperfections in things because it feels like, I don't know, just a little more raw. Okay. And then folding in half. So this is how our little booklet is going to be. Now I'm going to take a pencil and number the pages. So 1, just going to do it real faintly just for my own organization. 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't realize how many pages this would make. 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so if you were doing this without folding it, and you know what? I thought I was safe from 6, 7 because I thought Anna was the only one in chat. Hi, Cam. Hello. Okay, so if you were doing this, I'm never safe at all. If you were doing this without folding it, then you would have okay, how should I do this? On one side, it's 8, page 8, 1, and then 2, 7. So think about it as your pages are gonna increase on one side and then decrease on the other because they're going to meet in the middle, right? So let's see. I think I wrote out a list of zine ideas that I wanted to do. I think I will make a zine about the color green, which is my favorite color. So if you need stream ideas, I've got a genius one. Bendy and the Ink Machine. You said you had to go. Hello, Duck. I do have that one. I want to save that for like fall and winter though, because it's horror. Even though I like horror year round, you know? Because I have returned. I don't have to go anymore. Oh, slay. Welcome back. We're doing a half-page size zine. Oh, I went through my other zines. You missed it. That's okay, though. Okay, let me get some art supplies ready. All I have to do is stand up because I'm at my desk. Stamps. Got 1,000,001 markers and things. But these are my daily drivers. Here are stamps, which I do like to use. And then we've got letter cutouts. Is the music too low? Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, so I'm gonna make this just I think it's God. Okay, good. It's gonna be like a collage thing. I might add some words on top. But we're gonna just do a little green collage thing because I like the color green. So I'm gonna start flipping through a bunch of magazines and cutting out things that are green. And there's gonna be a lot of downtime because this is my first time ever doing this. And I don't know how to make it so that there's not downtime. If you didn't have it on a cooldown, I could send 57 hydrates. Why would you do this? Is exactly why it's on a cooldown because of you, Duck. You did this to yourself. Not my fault you don't want to hydrate. It's not that I don't want to, I just forget to. Also, okay, so I don't buy magazines, but my mom did, and she just never got rid of them. So these are my mom's magazines. Look how many Orlando Bloom magazines she's got. Also, this is like a blast to the past. There's this one. This one. Is that in camera? Taste. And then there's this one. And then there's this one. And then there's this one. And I'm sure she has more somewhere. So, yeah, I have a lot. Using the face cam instead of the top-down cam. Genius. Oh my god, wait. I forgot. Stop! Wait. Wait, that's so much. Okay, we're not going to talk about it. You're so right, though. There's this. I'm so used to that being the only cam where I can show you stuff IRL. Now you can see them bigger on your screens. Oh, I can see this one, like, making people go crazy. It really is so much like she was obsessed. But she was also obsessed with a guy who plays Aragon. Duck wanted to see Orlando Bloom in full screen. Yeah, Duck's like, show me that again, but bigger. Computer, enlarge and enhance. I can't blame you, though. Okay, I don't have a lot that I think would have a lot of green, especially not in, like, Hottest Bachelor, but these have some green, so I'm gonna cut this up. Okay, I need to make sure I don't accidentally dox myself, so let me cut out my addresses and stuff real quick. Okay. I think this is fine to show. $4 for a... what? Why? Okay. Oh, I love this album. I did, and now it's a clip. Stop. People are gonna be like, why the fuck is she, like, just... why is she showing a collection of Orlando Bloom magazines on street? Oh my god. Dude. I'm not even a fan like that. Please. Let's see. I kind of like this area with the flowers, so I'm going to just... Ooh, but I kind of like the paper tear, the torn edge look, so let's just try to do that. It's a little stiff because it's like a cover page. Nice. How thick should I have it? I want to see how far out I should tear this. Okay, that's a little too far out, but it's fine. We're just here for arts and crafts. Okay, that was a little messier, but it's fine. I think it's a little too wide, but... where is my page 1? This is page 1. Okay, yeah, so it's definitely very wide, but it's okay. We can... should I wrap it around the back, or should I just cut it to make it straight? I think I'll cut it. Roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, I don't really want it to be perfect. Again, I like the kind of messy vibes. I'm doing my best to still talk into the mic, even though I'm gonna be, like, punching over this and all that during all this. Okay, I'll hydrate. I probably really should. I think this is cute. I think... okay, this was cute. I was thinking, like, oh, because it's, like, this zine is an issue, and it's not quite spring yet, but it's almost spring. But this, I feel like it goes too high. What I could do is, like, tear this off and then just readjust it. Layer it, you know? That actually took quite a bit of effort to tear. Jeez. Okay. So, I'm kind of liking the vibe where it kind of starts like that. And then we can overlap it like so. And I can tear it again a little bit to get that paper edge look. Okay, it didn't go as far as This is my favorite emote because of the squiggly eyebrows. I'm so glad. It didn't have the eyebrows at first, and then I was like, I was just looking at it, and I was like, it's missing something. And then I was struck with a vision. And I'm so glad that it turned out like this. Okay. Yeah, that's so much more like it. Nothing here, I think. I need like Nat Geo, that's what I need. I think the random babies cover page worthy. You could make a zine that's all just baby pictures, random babies. Oh, this is, wait. This is so much better than this. Fuck that. This is so vibes. Pause. Like, right here. Dude, pause. Yeah. Okay. And we'll just cover the letters in the corner with our own letters. Okay. Let's cut this out like that. Line it up a little bit. Although this is gonna make it a little bit bigger than what I need. But maybe that's fine. Okay. I was getting a little too concerned about making it perfect. And when that happens, you just need to start cutting. Like, just start doing it, you know? Make this relatively straight. I love when paper is like thin enough where you can kind of glide your scissors, except my scissors are too dull to successfully do it. But I almost had it. Okay. And now, let's just kind of go across. Okay. This is so pretty. And I didn't even need to collage it. Ugh. Are you kidding me? It's so pretty. Okay, I kind of want to glue this on, like, just right now. Because otherwise it's gonna be, like, flopping all over the place. So, I think I'll do Mod Podge. Because that usually gets me a better seal than just glue stick. Okay. Mod Podge. Mod Podge brush. Any brush can work. Let's see. What part will stick out? The right side is like the exact height, and then it kind of like swoops up and down. So it's mostly just this end, which could wrap around. No, it's not enough to wrap around. Because this is going to be the very back of the zine. Kind of do that. Let's see. I think it's time to break out. Have you heard Second Sleep by Magdalena Bay? I might have, because I do know, I recognize that artist name, but I don't know if I know the song. The song is so gas, fire flames. I'll have to make a form for like song recommendations or something. Because I definitely will struggle to remember more than one recommendation at a time. Okay. Breaking out the mat. Should I just leave this here? I didn't have it out originally because I was like, it's kind of visually cluttering. But I think the nature of a DIY stream is just, it's all going to be clutter. So, and this will protect my desk. So maybe I just leave this out. Okay. Let's line this up. And then I'm going to cut the excess off with an X-Acto knife. Now, kids, X-Acto knives are sharp, so be careful, okay, if you're going to use one. This is basically a razor. It is a razor. And I ruined it already. Hang on, let's make this really nice and neat. Is that a crow under your monitor? It is indeed. Oh my gosh, good eye. Ta-da, it's from Game of Thrones. So I guess maybe technically it's a raven because it was like the three-eyed raven or whatever. But Corvid family still. Okay, that's probably gonna be close enough. Oh no, I keep moving it. I need to like stick pins in it to keep it in place. All right, this is good enough. Now, very carefully. I hope I'm not cutting the zine page because that will make things a little difficult. Although that's what tape's for, so oh well, who cares? Okay. And then this way, it'll be easier to go from here. I'm gonna go nonverbal to make sure I don't cut myself. Okay, that should be good. A crow is basically a raven. Basically. Just a smaller one. And crows don't speak, as far as I know. Alright, it didn't cut all the way through, but that's fine. Because then I get to do a little fun tearing. Or is it fine? Maybe it's not fine. Okay, I think it needs to be cut a little deeper. I didn't want to, like, go all the way through and, like, slice up my mat, because I have a habit of doing that. This mat is absolutely destroyed. Well, not absolutely. It could be more destroyed. It definitely could be. Do you like the stare emote? Could I make it a little derpier? Like, how's that one? Because I was like, ugh, the Jester one was so good. I don't know if I can, like, recreate that magic. There we go. I didn't even need to tear. Let's rotate. Potato, potato. The stare is super intense. I like it. Okay, perfect. That's what I was going for. I wanted the eyes to pierce the viewer's soul. Huh. Okay. That one was pretty well cut. All right. Carefully cap this again. Get rid of the scraps, because I will start to lose my mind if my workstation gets too messy. Okay. Now, this should be pretty much perfect. And I'm going to... wait. There was pieces that didn't come off. Get off. Okay. No. There's such little emotes, so I know. It's fewer than what I had before. I could get back to work to creating more, but then that means disappearing from stream again, because it takes me quite a while to make them, I won't lie. I think what I'll do is I'll put the Mod Podge on this and then try to layer this on straight. Okay. So don't mind my Mod Podge. It's really dried out at the top. Actually, just in general. So, just gonna do this. Healthy glob. This is page 1, right? Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter, because if I mess up, I can just renumber all the rest of the pages since I haven't started on them. I'm going to try to cover every millimeter so that we don't get any, like, edges that peel up. No. Really need like an electrostatic mat, which I do have one downstairs with my cutter machine, but please. It's okay that it's bending the page because, say it with me, it'll give a very raw look. It'll look raw. What should a saying be? That was kind of wordy. We like it raw here. I don't like the very, like, manicured, perfect vibe when it comes to my crafts. I like it a little messy. And then I'm missing a little bit at the bottom, I think. 'Cause my fingers were there. Oh, my fingers are starting to get sticky. I'm touching the corners. It's fine though. A little bit of excess dried Mod Podge here and there is fine. Alright. I'm just gonna get the excess off. Okay. No, my fingers. Alright. Halfling, whatever that means. Was this one of the It's not one of the Orlando Bloom ones. I don't know why it says halfling. Okay. I'm gonna have to stand over this to make sure I lower this on as, like, perfectly as I can. Oh. Wait, how did that happen? Why is it so off? Hello? Did I miscalculate? Okay. Well, it'll have to do. It's like it got resized or something. How did this magically shrink? Did you see that they put Cult of the Lamb on mobile? So I get to try that out now. Wait, I didn't know that. I saw that there was a DLC, but I did not know that it's mobile now. That's fun. Dude, okay, if it were on mobile, that would definitely be like a game I played like while waiting at the doctor's. Okay, there is a crease here because there was an air bubble, but honestly, again, I kind of like that. I like that it looks imperfect. Oh, the sound of it peeling up and re-sticking to the paper because I'm like ironing out the wrinkles and stuff. Wait. It's on Apple Arcade, unfortunately, but fortunately, my family pays for that. I don't know what that is. Apple Arcade. Is that like their version of Game Pass? The page feels like cold and damp from the Mosh Podge. Ooh. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. But at the same time, I've never Mod Podged an entire page of a zine before. We're all doing things new here. New things? We're all doing new things here. Let me kind of like roll this out because it's definitely like drawing on, not flat. Okay. That's what I love about the master copies though, which is just another way of calling the original zine that you make. I love the texture and the feel of them. Once they're dry, of course. I was not really fond of that kind of cold, sticky feeling. It's not sticky, but it feels weird. Okay. So it definitely is sticking out a little bit, but that's okay. Do you have an iPhone? I do have an iPhone, but I don't have Apple Arcade, I guess. I don't play games on my phone, bro. I'm not an iPad baby. I play games on my PC like an adult. I'm gonna cut this excess off the side a little bit. I really want to switch off of iPhones though, but the convenience of it being able to like connect with my family and stuff like that, or like find my iPhone and not having to rely on a third, well, I guess it's still third party, but you can also just share your location natively. You don't even have to use a Find My iPhone, and then like airdropping from my iPad because I use my iPad a lot, obviously for digital art. So that part super convenient, being able to just airdrop it to my phone so I can post it. But other than that, Apple is just like not the best in the industry for like anything else. Based, yeah. I don't know what phone I would switch to though. I love little flip phones. I miss having buttons, but the thing is that like if I want to post like videos of stuff that I'm doing, oh, I should like make a tick. I can't make a TikTok out of this because my phone is in use. I could just use an old phone and then like somehow transfer the video. I don't know, whatever, dude. But you see what I mean? Like for like modern apps and stuff like that, like a flip phone's not ideal. Oh, it's just the App Store's Game Pass, essentially, then, like you said. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's interesting. They have a Game Pass on Apple. Do they make extra money that way instead of just charging the apps to list their app on their store? I don't know. Okay. She's a bit wrinkly. It's fine. She's a bit floppy because she's gotten soaked. They have fire games on there? Like what? Dude, were you old enough to have Flappy Bird? Don't answer that. But I I don't remember if I still have. I think I might have Flappy Bird still on one of my old phones. That is essentially just a brick now. Okay, now let's cover this up with something, anything. I'm thinking, should I do stamped letters because I really like that, or should I do? I think I'll do cutout letters because then if I do stamp, I have to cover this first and then stamp on top. I had that thing on my first phone. Oh my gosh, yeah. Dude, that was a fire game. Or Jetpack Joyride. So good. Yeah. I'm gonna do cutout letters. Behold, my cutout letters. I'm already getting overstimulated with how much stuff is on my desk. I'm gonna put you over here. Because my seat is kind of like this. Oh my god. Okay, it's fine. Temple Run was my go-to. I loved Temple Run. I kind of got bored of it though. But I still actually I can't remember if I liked Subway Surfers or Temple Run better. Because they were just so different, but the same, but different. Different vibes. Unlocking core memories right now, for real. We were not iPad babies, but we were mobile game babies. Let's see. So I want a big T because I'm gonna start with the. This one's a decent size, and I like the black and white. I don't like how close the word halfling is to the edge though, because I'm gonna have to start the letters all the way against the border to cover it. Subway Surfers was the GOAT. The fact that it still exists and like is still relatively popular, mainly because people put it in the corners of their videos, but still, like, it's still around, is just a testament to how good the game was. It was so good. Where is the letter H? I don't have any big H's. What are these? These are like scraps. I'm gonna look for a different H in the magazines. In the meantime, though, let's get an E. I don't like how the E is bigger than that one. Hang on. Should it all be... This is the other question. Do I do all caps? They somehow have Power Wash Sim on Apple Arcade. Wait, Power Wash Sim? That's a PC game, right? I think it's... Or it was on my wish list. I don't know if it is anymore, but... I think I'll look for a different E as well. C. Look for the letter C. We could do this artsy. Oh, this kind of blends with the like warm-ish, naturey look. Now O. Wait, this looks like a massive O. Oh, it's huge. A little too huge. Let's see. Let's look for. They go from like massive to super teeny. Also, there's an N in here. That's in the wrong slot. Okay, we'll look for a different O as well, I think. I kind of want it to blend into, or at least be cohesive with the color, the cover. I don't want like this bright. Hang on. Hang on. Get off of me. I don't want this like bright, big contrast. I think it's pretty cool because if you have the game on Apple Arcade instead of the original game, then you get no ads on the game. Oh, that's how they're getting people to buy it. Ad-free gaming. They like to remaster popular games to put on Apple Arcade, and they just put a plus after the name. Oh, that's how they're doing it. That's a clever money-making strat, but so annoying as a consumer. Because, like, oh my gosh. That's why I stopped playing so many mobile games that I loved as a kid, because they just started to go crazy with the ads. Like, pop-up after pop-up. You have to watch this 30-second unskippable ad after you hatch your dragon egg. And I'm just like, ah, like, you couldn't do anything without having to watch ads. It wasn't even pop-ups, it was the video ads that take up your whole screen. And then they make the little X super tiny in the corner, and it's like half transparent. It was so annoying. Did you see that they're like putting ads on like the smart fridges now? I'd be so pissed. I'm so glad I don't have that. But like literally like we've lost the plot. Please, why am I getting advertisements on a toaster? The color. They'd be putting ads on anything. I know. I need an R now. What is the most ridiculous place I've seen an ad? Honestly, the moment they invented billboards and started putting ads in the sky, it was over. Toasters are getting it. I'm saying, yeah, dude. First of all, I don't need a smart fridge. I don't need a smart washing machine. I don't need a smart fridge. I don't need anything like that. But you're gonna put ads on it too? Like, now you've just sealed the deal. Like, I'm not gonna buy that. But it's like, it's getting ridiculous, like comically ridiculous. Okay. I'm getting a lot of these black and white letters, which tend to be my favorite, so I'm fine with that, but I do need to switch it up more. I have a lot of these blue letters too, but I feel like that stands out a little too much against the green as well. Imagine sitting in your living room and all of a sudden you start hearing about a Wawa hoagie from your kitchen. Dude, and you know what? Like, I would be pissed because it would work on me. I miss Wawa. Ever since I moved back home to California, dude, our gas stations just don't hit the way southern gas stations do. Okay, I want to look for different E's. Let's look for an N. Wawa has such good food. They really do. Like usually gas station food, like the idea of gas station food scares me. Like you're gonna be like shitting your brains out in a few hours. But Wawa, like I would actually just get lunch there. Sometimes even dinner. But like their food and their drinks were good. That's like that's unheard of. Food and drink that is good from a gas station. Like, okay, I'm very picky about my matcha because it's so easy to get matcha really, really bad, like poorly done. But I took a leap of faith and I tried Wawa's matcha smoothie, and it actually was good. Like, I wouldn't say that it was like good matcha, but it was like yummy. You know what I mean? And I was like, what is, like, how are they doing this? That is shocking. And then, like, don't even get me started about Buc-ee's. Wait, where is... I just saw a green N. I want that for my name. Where are you? Where'd you go? This is where having tweezers might be helpful. Because a lot of people, when they look through their little letter scraps, I see them using tweezers, and now I get it. Because I feel like I'm a giant trying to fiddle through a haystack looking for a needle. And then I'm flicking the letters everywhere. I'm not even on screen anymore. It's all falling apart. Hello? Wawa basically just has a built-in Subway. And you know what? I've never been to a Subway. I've only had Subway once in my life, and that's because that was what they provided for lunch on a school field trip. But otherwise, I have not been to a Subway. Not when there's Sourdough Co. Oh, I see it, I see it, I see it. Okay, I'm actually gonna get my tweezers because this is impossible. Wait, oh, yeah. Please. Oh my god. I have to move the mic. Wasn't even the smallest letter I've ever cut out. Oh, that was hard. Perfect. Guess let's look for the other letters of my name since we're here. Subway has goated subs, but their bread tastes weird sometimes. That's concerning. Why does the bread taste weird? Why is that? Another green letter? Whoa. And then E, a little E. Might find a good little E. No, I flipped it out. Now I want a sandwich. I could eat right now. I haven't eaten. I woke up late and then just went straight to having setup issues, and now I'm hungry. But I feel like I've just barely started the arts and crafts. Like, I can't end stream now. Like, fake bread? What does that... Like, it doesn't taste like bread. I don't really know how to explain it like fake bread. What does that mean? That's concerning. And see, that's why I've never felt inclined to eat at Subway, because it kind of just gives me fake food vibes, you know? Like, even though their whole slogan is that it's fresh, I'm I don't buy it. I don't believe it. Like, the way it just sits there, like, and they're always like empty. I never see Subway packed. So that makes me think that food is sitting there in their little containers, like, for however many days, potentially. So I'm like, I'm gonna pass. I'm not gonna eat that. I'm not gonna go there. Should I do full name? Like, I just searched it up and their bread is closer to cake than bread. Like they're making it in-house, but like not like a baker does. Or I guess a baker makes cake too, but like what does that mean? It's closer to cake. I'm gonna lose these letters, like one draft, and these letters are gonna go flying. Especially the name, the ones I'm saving for my name, because they're so small. Okay, now I need an L. L. Decide at the same time. I love sandwiches though. That's probably my favorite food because they can be so versatile. You can make it with anything. You can put condiments on it. You can do all kinds of meats. I feel like this blue is just slightly too blue to fit in well. But I don't want to keep going with black and white because then the whole thing's going to be black and white and that's a little boring. But just for now, I'm going to use this. Wow, this is thick paper. It's almost like cardstock. Okay. Their dough contains 10% of sugar instead of under 2%. Dang. That'd be weird. A sweet sandwich? Hmm. Okay. It's time to look for letters. There's a whole bunch of letters here, which is nice. Dude, I love bread too. There were times in college where I'd have 2 out of 3 sometimes. Okay. Having 3 meals was rare for me. 1 or 2 out of 2 meals would just be bread. Like I would just make toast. And that was it because I hate cooking. It's so much work. And then you finish your meal in like a fraction of the time it took to make it. That's not worth it for me. So I loved bread because it was just I could just take it out of its packaging and eat it. Okay. I think my favorite bread has got to be sourdough. Like it's just so universal. You can use it to make anything and it'll taste good. Sourdough with bread, or with bread, sourdough with butter is so good. It doesn't really taste sweet. I think it just affects the texture of the bread. That's so weird. Why would they do that then? Like you're just gonna make weird bread for the sake of just because you can. Okay, I only need the R right now, I think, for my name. No, I already have an R. What am I doing? Okay, well, I'll save these clippings for later to cut up for my alphabet tin. It's not a tin. Container. We need E's. E's and H's. That one, the blue, I feel like doesn't really match. I need to like steal more magazines. Or not more. I haven't stolen magazines before. But like I need more magazines, so I should like take the whatever do places give away free magazines? I never understood those when I was a kid. I would see them like on in shelves but not seemingly near a cash register. So I was like, are they just for reading or can you take them home? And it's gotten to a point where I was too afraid to ask because it's been so long. But now I'm asking, like, are there places where people just like, I know libraries get donated magazines, but other than that, I don't know where, I don't work at a library. So, where can I get magazines to cut up? They did it to avoid added taxes. Wait, how would that affect anything? How does that affect their taxes? This is cute. Let's put a bookmark in it. My ancient bookmarks post-it thingies that someone gifted to me when I was literally in elementary school that I have not gone through. Ooh, green letters. Green letters, green letters. Red alert, there's green letters. They're so small though. Do I have all the letters I need for my name? I do, I think. So I need bigger letters than this. No. I think I'll just have to settle for something. Oh, speaking of bread. Bread. We're rich. In flavor, not cash. Jelly beans? Ah. See, okay, I knew this was gonna happen. I was gonna start flinging all the letters around. It was stuck. Okay. Whatever this is, that looks good. Oh, it's a pudding. I got no idea, but it was to avoid paying taxes for staple food products. That's concerning. So the more sugar in your food, the less taxes you had to pay? These are too small for the title, but they're like on a green background. Like that would be so perfect. Who would have thought that looking for letters to cut out would be so difficult? Hmm. That's terrifying. Eggies. Oh my gosh, I used to dye egg. Well, not frequently, but like one time, maybe two times, I dyed eggs for Easter. I don't even know what we did with them after. That's so pretty. Dude, look at this. That's so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. These are going in for sure. Mullion! That's an Arc Raiders! I just collected a bunch because I used so many defibs on people because I was spamming the queen and the matriarch. The living room. The bathroom. Food. Guys, I need to eat soon. I feel like this stream has mostly just been, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna take these letters because they're the right size at least. Even though they're more black and white letters, oh well. But I feel like this stream has mostly just been me yapping. Which is fine, I guess, because I guess, you know, there's people that literally only talk when they stream. But I wanted to, like, get more done artistically, like, craft-wise. It's getting kind of late. So that's kind of my fault, because I started late. I won't lie. I got a few rounds of doing the queen and Arc Raiders before streaming. Maybe because bread is taxed and cake isn't. That's why they did it. What? Cake isn't taxed? Wait, first of all, why is bread taxed? That's like some colonial... Oh. Oh my gosh, okay, I'm glad. That was nothing. That was bad. That just slipped out. That sounds like some like colonial British stuff. Like they're taxing your tea and your cakes and breads and whatnot, but they still do that? And also, why isn't cake taxed then? It's under the food staples products list. I guess I just don't know how taxes work when it comes to food. Like, I know all about income tax and property tax and stuff like that, but I guess I never thought about food tax. This is one of my favorite songs by Muse. It's so good, dude. And it kind of feels a little James Bondy. Okay, actually, it's kind of smaller than I thought, but it's fine. There's no E, though. We're just gonna look in my stash again and just pick something even if it stands out a little bit. I'm just saying what websites are saying they could just be straight up lying, so I don't know. Hey, I don't know either. We both don't know. I am in the dark when it comes to that. Fuck it. Wide E. Wait, I need so many E's. It's gonna be a lot of black and white. Color green. Here, we'll do one blue E. Technically, the E itself is not blue, but the background is. Oh, there's a green E, but it's so small. Is there a better E? Wait, pause. We'll do that instead of this blue. It's fine. Okay, what else was I missing? I think I was missing were like things for color. Like an O, two O's. Two O's, two O's. An O. We might just have to go with the black and whites. Like, this would be so jarring. I don't like that. Oh, wait. Oh, this is really small. But it matches that one. It might be... They're not quite the same color, but... Hang on. We'll put that on hold. Maybe. Maybe we'll do that one. If I can't sift through and find one that I like better that's a little larger. I need to cut out more letters, especially big letters. So many of these are so small. I don't know how I did this without my hand absolutely dying. My hand probably did die. Because, like, how did I cut some of these up? They're so small. Like, I can't even... I'm sure you can kind of tell. Some of them are small. Also, certain letters are so hard to find. Like, V. Oh my gosh. The amount of, like, look at how few V's I have compared to everything else. And they're tiny. I had to cut them out of, like, small words in the middle of, like, paragraphs of articles. They're, like, so rare to find mid or large sized. I think we might go with those. Although, maybe I'll use this O instead. I've also cut out a few pictures. Let me just show you real quick. Which way is up? This is up. Fish! Fish! Wait, get in focus. Focus up. There we go. Fish! And then, I don't know. I think I can show this. I am actually not sure. So I'm just going to show it very small. Okay, so there's this one. I'm not going to say what they are just in case. And then there's this one. That one's extra small. But I think you can tell what it is. And then cat clinic. Let's put fish back in. I've got a sold sign. There's something underneath. What are you? Oh, a computer. Like a 90s computer. Why not sort them by color? Mm, the pictures, because I only had like 3 empty slots for pictures. So otherwise, because the rest is alphabetical, like these are letters. So like, look at this big ass A. And then I have all my numbers in one spot and then all my punctuation in one spot. So these were just images or like whole words that I liked to keep together, like love. You know, I might use that in a zine. I meant the letters. You want me to color code letters? Then, okay, think of how difficult it would be when I'm trying to just spell something. I'd have to sift through, like, first, okay, it would make it easier if I was looking for a specific colorway, but then in the colors, then I'd have to look through each of them and be like, oh, what letter is that? And find it. This way, I know that whatever I'm looking at in here, what about color coded and alphabetical? Yeah, if you want to buy me like 50 of these things, then I'll get to that. That stupid bird emo, I love it. I think that's got to be one of my best works. Okay, let's get these glued down before they fly everywhere. I'm sure I've already lost something somewhere. Okay, and after that, I think I will call it here, there, and then I probably won't work on it off stream so that I can like get the process on stream. But yeah, I'm hungies. This I might use glue stick. Hydrate, okay. Just because it's a little easier to control than Mod Podge. I could get a smaller brush for the Mod Podge, but I kind of don't feel like it. Glue stick. Okay. I'm not gonna plan this all out because I'm just gonna like accidentally brush it with my sleeve and everything's gonna go flying anyway. So let's just start slapping some glue on there. Get it nice and coated on the back. And then we can go over the edges with Mod Podge if they're like peeling up, and we can just like seal it in if we need to. Okay, this is the H. What is this? What is upside down? R. That's for color. All right. Slap this on. No, wait, it doesn't cover the freaking letters underneath though. Pause, I didn't think about this. Yeah, because it needs to be big enough to cover it. Oh well. It's not going to. And that's part of the beauty of raw. I need to come up with a better word than that. I don't want to keep saying raw. Like, unrefined kind of, I feel like, has a negative connotation. Scrappy. That's the benefit of doing a scrappy piece of artwork, is it doesn't need to be perfect. I was wondering if you, like, at the time when I was doing it, I was wondering if you, like, were ever gonna see that. But yeah, dude, because you might have noticed that the chat overlay now has animations. It was freaking difficult for me to figure out, I won't lie, because you have to do, the, like, custom code, essentially, for it. And I'm not a stranger to coding, but to get it to work with the Twitch, like, whatever, like, actually not Twitch, OBS and Twitch is, like, you know, chat message, like, you need the classifiers. Oh, it was kind of a pain, which is why I had to hit test so many times before I realized that there was a test message button where it'll emulate one for you. But yeah, and and then it was just not doing what I wanted it to do. So that's where the flick came in. I was just so frustrated. I'm trying to rub this dried Mod Podge off my finger because it's bothering me now. I'm rubbing it into the trash. That's why I'm leaning over. Okay. The color. Should I do something like that? I think I'll do that, yeah. I'll start it under the H and E. But yeah. In all that time that I wasn't streaming, I swear I was trying to be productive still while having a fever. And honestly, I don't even see it as being productive because I just enjoy like working out all the like things to stream. Like it's fun for me. So it doesn't feel like work. I just saw that you deleted messages that day. That's the only reason I noticed it. Otherwise, I don't think I would have. Oh, yeah, because I was gonna try to like clean up chat so that there wouldn't be a bunch of tests in the chat log, and then I just gave up because I was like, fuck it, like it's fine. It's they're just gonna be there. Okay, now I will kind of plan this out. Do I want maybe I don't use this at all because I feel like next to the L, it's a lot. We could do tiny O next to it, and then this O, and then the R. Maybe this one. Does that look funky? Or do we use this big O? But then I feel like it goes from like really big to choom, and it looks like a little trumpet. Versus this way, it at least kind of like, it looks like the C is just capitalized and everything else is like smaller. And do I want to space out the like sepia color? How is that? I think I'll have to cut this a little bit. There's a lot of empty space in the corners. Okay. What are we what are we thinking? What am I thinking? Do I want the sepias next to each other? No, that one definitely makes it feel unbalanced. At least this way, the sepia is kind of spaced out, and same with the black and white. And do I want... I think I'll just go with that. Yeah, we're just gonna go with that. Let's get the O glued in. There's that. Now it's L's turn. Oh, I got glue on the front. It's all over my fingers. No. Oh my god, everything is sticking. Oh my god, I'm magic. Can you wait? Can you guys in the webcam? Can you see this? Yo, I'm a freaking wizard, dude. Actually, how was that? There was no string or anything. How did that happen? I don't know. I don't know. It was just hovering. I didn't. There was no string. There was no piece of lint or fur or anything. No string glue that I could tell. I mean, there must have. Because I'm not actually magic, guys. As convincing as I may be. That was weird. Color. We're almost there. I just had a sudden flash of like, I spelled this right, right? Color. Your Halloween costume wasn't a costume. Yeah, that's right. I took a break from cursing infants, and now I'm doing arts and crafts. It's much healthier. green. I think I'll just keep the like descending, the like staircase vibes and start it right there. Maleficent when she goes to therapy. Perhaps like this? I think that's good. G. The stare is like a more scared stare or like an intense gaze depending on how it's used. Yes. That wasn't even intentional. It just kind of turned out that way, so I'm glad. Wait, this E is tiny compared to the other one. Pause. Does that look weird? The color green. Okay, the E being bigger than the N. Like the 1,000-yard stare. If you've seen that picture, I know the one. The guy in the war zone, right? Honestly, subliminal inspiration. This looks goofy. I think this E is too small, and perhaps even the N. Let's try to find a replacement. Okay. We need a bigger E, which shouldn't be a problem. Perfect. No. Oh. Wait. I think it's at least this one's uppercase as well. Okay, yeah, that one definitely works better, I think. Can I find either a bigger N or another smaller E? Wait, these must have been like in the same sentence. It's like the same exact size. Perfect. And that way the N doesn't look too jarringly different than the giant E. Perfect. I will cut off the excess white space though. Up. There we go. Okay. Yeah. All right. Almost done with the title. E. One more E. Maybe off stream I will do the Minecraft thing where it's like, oh, I did a little bit of off stream mining, but for me it's gonna be just sitting there cutting letters out to replenish my stash. Especially the E's. I'm using so many. Okay. And there is so much glue on my fingers right now. The color green. Title. Yeah. Okay. Oh, the L is kind of sticking up. All right. That's the extra O. Now, this is going to be the hard part, is doing my little tiny name. Just a little bit, and by the time you show us, it's like one itty-bitty step away from being done. Yeah. Dude, I always thought that was funny, because not saying that people were cheating in Minecraft, because you totally can just, like, once you find, like, a good cave, you can become rich. But it is so funny, like, it must be jarring for the viewer, like, you started out your first night living in a dirt hole in the ground, and then next stream, they're in full diamond, it's like pause. Pause, wait. I think this is a good place to start my name. Maybe a little further to the right. Yeah, no, I'll maybe just cut out some pictures and stuff to use in the zine. I won't actually assemble the zine off stream. Or maybe I think I want my last name next to my first name, not under, so I'll scoot it over here. And then R. I like that. Look, I've managed to find a little letter that's like typewriter font. Oh, I asked my dad if he had his typewriter still, because I was like, that would be perfect for zine making for that like retro vintage feel. He doesn't have it anymore. He was like, once computers became a thing, like I had no reason to keep it. And I was like, that's fair, but damn, that's too bad. Apparently, it was a super nice one. It was an IBM. A little off stream playing from the world start, and then the person has every advancement for the world next stream. Exactly. Like, oh, guys, I might have gotten to the final boss without you guys off stream. At least that means that the game must have been good. Okay. R. Tall. It's a little tall. We need to give these guys little haircuts. It's still a little long. Oh well. Did I save enough space for my last name? I think so. I think it's fine. You just made me realize you don't have Ren in your name anymore. I don't. I have Ren, but when I was making up my username many a moon ago, back when I was Leviathan everywhere, I was like, Leviathan with the W, it just looked so jarring. Like it didn't look like it rolled off the tongue. I need to re-glue the W. It's healing up already. So I just dropped the W for the sake of fluidity in the username. That's why that's where my username came from though. It's not just a misspelling of Leviathan. It's a mixture of Leviathan and Ren, but without the W. As I just explained, it looked weird. Wait, this paper's like so much whiter than all of this. It like stands out. These E's are so small. Okay, last E. Last letter of the stream. It's getting glue all over me because they're so small. There we go. Yay! Cover page. Look at her. The color green by Renly. Oh, the E's like blend into the background because they're so small. And it's white on black. But yep, that's the cover. I might... Ooh, she's crunchy. Wait. This is ZINE ASMR. Anyways. That's the cover page. I might add more like stickers and things on it, or I might leave it like this. Who knows? But we'll do the inner pages and all that. Sounds like a small leaf. I like the specification of it's a small leaf, not a big leaf. Sounds like a small leaf. I want to sound like a small leaf. Wait, that's perfect because it's a zine all about green. What if I go outside and collect leaves to put in here? Oh my gosh, wait, you just gave me an amazing idea. I should spend some actual off-stream foraging time, and then I can put real leaves in here. That would be so sick. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Maybe even some blades of grass if I'm feeling adventurous. But yeah, we'll fill out the mid. Maybe flowers too. True, true. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be such a fun zine. Oh, there's little bits of like Mod Podge on the back. It's fine. Okay, I feel like this was a successful stream. I introduced you guys to the idea of zines, showed you some, and then started this one. I think this might be my favorite one so far, and it's barely even started. Okay, well, thanks for hanging around, guys. Thanks for trying out this experimental stream format with me. I hope this inspires you to create something. It doesn't have to be a zine, but just to get sticky and crafty and all that. And I will see you hopefully more regularly. Now that I'm well again and back home and everything, and I don't have any plans to travel, I should be streaming more regularly again. So, yeah, that's it for me tonight, guys. W inconsistent streamer. Thanks. Thanks, Duck. I'll take it. All right. Have a good night, guys. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Be kind. Create.